Hello everybody, welcome back to another Pixel Worlds video. Today we're doing another unpopular opinions video about Pixel Worlds, so let's just get right into it. The first person is mcpw. He says, lava is overpowered in the mines. Now, I actually have a take on this. The monsters aren't super overpowered, so I feel like the lava really balances it out. So, if you happen to step on the lava, you kind of have to be careful and pay attention to the mobs, because otherwise, without the lava, maybe the mobs just are a little underwhelming. They are not super threatening, but with the lava there, it does add a second layer of difficulty, and especially when you run out of light and it's completely dark, it's honestly pretty hard to spot the lava and dig down and try to be careful with the lava. But other than that, I guess it's not really a big deal. But I wouldn't say it's overpowered. I would say it's actually pretty balanced with the other monsters, at least. Alright, so the next person says, if mining gets nerfed, it will be useless since you don't get many gems. I don't necessarily agree. If mining gets nerfed, the rarity that you get ingredients like stopwatches, or what are they called, pocket watches and stuff, that'll be less likely to happen, and you'll also get a lot less ingredients. And I don't think that it's necessarily a deal breaker. Ingredients are basically just profiting mechanics, and they'll be nerfed into the ground in terms of value, just like fishing, so I don't think it even really matters that much. Sure, mining gear is the hot stuff right now, but by the time it's nerfed, the ingredients will already be worth a lot less, I can guarantee you that, and that'll probably end up being implemented in like a couple weeks, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. And you do get a lot of gems, honestly. If you grind it enough, you pretty much get enough, as many gems as fishing, I'd say, with the right gear, of course, which is the equivalent to fishing as well. So honestly, I'm not really, I just don't think that it'll be useless. I think it's still going to be a primary way, and a lot of people are saying that it's just going to be dead like Nether, but I disagree. I think this is a good new mechanic that will actually replace fishing. I mean, gemstones are good for recycling, gemstones are good for selling for gems, and yeah, I think it's just overall a really good way of getting gems, and it's a lot more exciting than fishing. I think it will actually still be useful. The next one says, mining ingredients are too easy to get in level 5 to 4 mine. I think they should do something about it. And yeah, there's nothing really to say here. Of course, they are already working on that. The nerf to ingredients is going to come most likely in the mining 2 update, along with, of course, the wheel and everything. So yeah, they are going to do about it. I would say that they are too easy to get them. Although I've been pretty unlucky. I've only got 1 pocket watch. I talked to one guy in Pixel Worlds, the guy that got 5 pocket watches with 2 level 5, entries, and yeah, I just think he's super lucky. But a lot of people are saying that they are getting really good mining ingredients as well, so who knows, I guess they just have to be nerfed. But yeah, I guess I do kind of agree. At most points, it is pretty easy to get, maybe a little too easy to get mining ingredients in those higher mines. This next person says, I feel like mining durability should have some extension. Now, honestly, I don't agree. I think the mining durability is already pretty balanced. Like, it's not super bad to where you need to constantly repair after every mine, and the mining upgrade kits are already, the mining repair kits are already incredibly cheap, so I just don't see it being that much of a big deal, I feel like the mining durability is great where it's at, and yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think it needs to be rebalanced. This person says, buff monsters, they're too easy to kill and stuff, and nerf ingredients a little. And we already kind of went over this, but yeah, monsters aren't really buffed enough. They're super nerfed into the ground where they really don't do that much damage and they're really easy to avoid. So I could say they would need a buff, but at the same time, the new mining nerf with the ingredient stuff will be coming in, and maybe for new players, especially on mobile, I think maybe the monsters thing is kind of fair, but on PC it's just really easy, and you really never die. It's really easy to avoid. And at most, you'll maybe need to use one mining potion, but that's pretty rare. Sorry, healing potion. So yeah, I guess we already went over this. Yeah, they do need to be buffed. Just mcpw says, the shoes are broken, shows the bad way the mob come in from the mines. I don't think this is true. Honestly, the shoes have worked perfect for me. They work every single time I use them. I don't know if it's glitched for you, but yeah, I mean, the shoes are not broken, I can tell you that, so I guess that's all I have to say about that. Light the Furry says, influencers who sold items for real money in other games should not be influencers. And yeah, this makes total sense. Honestly, I kind of relate this to like a job interview or something. You're gonna look and do a background check into these people. I mean, if they're, they were from prison, they've done something illegal or something, you should probably know about that before hiring them, right? And for Pixel Worlds, they just kind of have some blissful ignorance type of thing where they're just like, oh, you're someone from Growtopia, that's okay, influencer, and then they don't realize that these people, the reason maybe they're going to Pixel Worlds is because they've done something illegal for the other game, not legal in real life, obviously. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how many influencers actually do sell items for real money, like in Growtopia, and still just live in Pixel Worlds. And I mean, the thing is, I think they also, and I don't want to call anyone out, and because I don't really know anyone's specifically, but I have heard a lot of stories about some influencers, doing these kinds of things. They're like abusing their power. They're selling world locks or buying world locks for real money, and I just feel like that's super shady, and they just should not be influencers. The entire term itself, influencers, I guess if they're scammers, they're influencing other people to be scammers, and that's just not good for the game. And especially people finding out about it and then Pixel World still not doing anything is really, really, sad to see, and especially for there being like good influencers out there that do their job. And it's interesting because almost all of the actual Pixel Worlds players that became influencers themselves, like Possible, Mag, and Yus, like literally all of them have got demoted, but all these people coming from Growtopia who are also doing things like, selling items for real money, they're not getting any punishment. And I don't really know what that means, but yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. I completely agree. They should have done a background check. They should not be influencers. I mean, sorry to keep ranting, but this guy literally flexed on the fact that he was selling items for real money in Growtopia. And I forgot what his name is, but he was literally flexing about that. And I guess none of the crew, just like no one batted an eye. And that's just kind of sad to see. I don't know why they would think that they would change once they go back to Pixel Worlds. But yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of messed up, honestly. Zombie Morty says, mining update will get boring sooner than later and will forever be forgotten. Now, this is a hot take because honestly, I think the mining update will be the primary farming method for gems in the future. I just don't think that it'll, be forgotten like Nether. It's so well thought out. It's not super overpowered. It's not super underpowered. You can use the gemstones and the nuggets, frankly, to recycle. You can also sell them. You can get gems for yourself from them. I think it's profitable in many different facets. And honestly, I just don't think it'll be forgotten. I think it's going to last until a new method gets put in, I think it'll even overtake fishing, if that's even possible. But honestly, maybe that's just wishful thinking. I really don't like fishing. It's super boring, but yeah, that's just me. Uh, in our GXD says mining is the best update ever. And honestly, I don't know if I agree. You know, mining is a really good update, but there have been some banger updates in the past. There's been the community updates, there's been the Halloween update, clan update. Those have all been really good updates. But mining is a really good update, and I think it at least lived up to the hype, because I think a lot of updates get killed by the hype, and Jake almost revealed everything about the update, which caused maybe too much hype, and I think it really did at least live up to the hype, and I think it's really hard for certain updates to even be able to do that because everything's just spoiled so quickly. But yeah, I guess that's about it, all I have to say. And the final unpopular opinion is mc.pw, and he says more people would choose fishing, but mining is more profitable. And I think this is pretty good for an ending opinion, because honestly, this kind of summarizes the mining update. A lot of people still think fishing is just so good, but I think that's because they've just had nothing ever else to do, and now they've bought all this mining gear and they just can't go back, and they don't see mining as profitable yet because they haven't invested and really tried it out too much, and they'll just go back to fishing. But I think mining, people really need to give mining a chance, and it's already obviously more profitable because, it's a new update and there's a lot of items, but I think people should give it more of a chance. You can get a lot of gems from it if you farm it a bit, because people seem to forget, they seem to think the only way you can profit in terms of gems with mining is playing for like 20 minutes, but it's different than fishing because you can stack up a lot of profit if you do a lot over time. With fishing, you just get like a stable amount of gems after you catch a couple fish and invest a little bit of time into it. But it's kind of a step up. You need to go from the first to the second to the third, and you need to keep grinding those stages until you can get to the fourth and fifth. And that might be a learning curve for a lot, because it can take like a 5-hour session to be able to get a couple keys into the level 5 mine, and that's where you can really profit. But yeah, I guess it's just really a big learning curve compared to fishing, and people just need to get used to it. But that's all for today, guys. If you did like the video, subscribe, and that's all for today. See you guys. Bye.